Hey guys, Sangsfolger here, and today we will be doing the tutorial that I promised for my 3x3 Nether Portal Door. Now, for those of you who have been subscribed for more than 2 weeks or so, you will know what this is, but for those of you who haven't, or you just randomly clicked on this video, basically, you activate it, and what was flush with the wall, a 3x3 tunnel opens, and a nether portal activates. So you can just walk straight through, and there's not just a flat wall behind here, so I think this is really cool. So we are about to go take a quick look at the redstone and then start it on the tutorial. So yeah. Alright, so as you can see, the redstone is not tiny, but it is fairly compact, so it doesn't just slot in anywhere you'd like. And to make sure you know that you have enough space to build it, you need to dig a 5 deep hole from the ground level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can start building. And the hole needs to be 8 by 11, and 2 of the blocks need to be in front of the wall. The other 6 are part of the tunnel. So it also goes, I think it's 4 blocks above the roof. So you have the roof and then 1, 2, 3 blocks. So including the roof, there's 4 blocks above that. So yeah, just make sure you have enough space to slot this in somewhere before you start building. And also know that all the materials as well as the different circuits are in the description. So you can go check those out, as well as a world download and an MCAD schematic. So if you get confused or stuck, then you can just go check those out. So yeah, now we're just gonna start on the tutorial. So we're gonna begin with the hipster door at the bottom, and we're just going to go down to the bottom of that hole that you dug and place 3 sets of 3 sticky pistons facing straight up, like so, and there should be 1 block of space between the floor of your tunnel and the top of the sticky pistons. Now over here we're going to place blocks like this, and that is going to have a line of repeaters running into those pistons with a line of redstone behind it, and we're going to have some pistons over here facing this way, just 3 pistons right there, and we're going to have another line of repeaters running into those like this, except this block is going to be a half slab, and there's going to be redstone on top of those 3 blocks and repeaters running into those pistons. Now over here we're going to have a line of redstone that will power these bottom pistons, and another line of repeaters right here. Like that. Alrighty, so now we're going to place blocks like that with a repeater on 1 tick right there and 1 on 4 right here. Now we're going to place a block right there with a torch on the side and 1 above it, with a block above that and a half slab right there. Now we're going to place a repeater on 1 tick right there, and down this way we're going to place 2 blocks like that with redstone dust and a repeater on 2 ticks. That's going into a piston monostable with another repeater on 2 ticks going into that block right there. And over here we're going to have a repeater on 3 ticks going into a block with another repeater on 3 ticks, and another piston with a block on top, a block here with a 1 tick repeater going into a block with redstone dust, then a half slab and some more dust. Now this is also going into this way with a 4 tick repeater going into another piston with a block that's going this way on with a 2 tick repeater and into a block with a 3 tick repeater. Now over here we're going to place a block there and there with a 4-tick repeater facing this way and a 1-tick repeater right there. Now over here we're going to place blocks like that with a 1-tick repeater, redstone, block right there with another 1-tick repeater going into a block. Over here we're going to place a 3-tick repeater going into a block with redstone above here and there. Now this block is going to feed into a repeater on 2 ticks going into that block with dust right there, block right there, block there with a 1-tick repeater going into that dust. Now all we have on this side of the hipster door is to place a block right there and 2 3-tick repeaters that will lock that repeater. So now we're going to place a torch over on this side with a going into 2 repeaters on a full delay right here. That is going to go into a block with redstone and another repeater on full delay. Then that will face into a block and go into a repeater on 2 ticks and a piston monostable right here with another repeater on 2 ticks right there going into that block, and that is going to go into blocks up like that with redstone up there, and then a half slab up that way with redstone dust. Then down here we're going to place a repeater on 2 ticks, and then this way we are going to place a blocks around like this with redstone right there, 2 repeaters both on 2 ticks and a repeater on 4 ticks. Now we're going to place a piston right there with blocks around like that and redstone on top of those 2. Then we're going to block that off right there, place a block right here with a repeater on 1 tick, then a block right there. Now that should be your hipster door done. So if we just flick this lever and place so 3 more door blocks right there, then it is in working condition. So we can just remove this and it will go up. Alright, so now the pink circuit, we're going to place blocks like that with redstone dust on top of both of these. Then we're going to block it off like that, place a torch up like right there, and a block on top of that with block over there, and redstone dust on top of that. Now we're going to go down here, place 3 blocks with repeaters on 1, 2, and 3 ticks. Then we're going to come down here and place a repeater on 1 tick and 1 on 3. That's going to go into a sticky piston with a cauldron, and you can fill it with water right like that. Then place a comparator coming out of that, going into a block with a torch on the side of that block and a block above that torch, going into a repeater on 1 tick and a block with a torch on top. Now over here we're going to go this way and place dust up like that, then block it off right there and place another piece like that. Okay, so now would be a pretty good time to go ahead and add in the floor of the tunnel, and that's just going to be like that. And now we're going to place blocks around like that with a comparator facing that way into another block with another block up there, and we're going to have dust right there and a repeater on one tick facing that way. Now there's going to be a torch beneath this block right there and another torch on the side. Now we're going to make a sort of a torch tower up like this, and it's going to go like that, and we're going to have blocks over this way, 3 blocks with redstone on top of them, and over here we're going to have a piston facing straight down with a redstone block on its face, and that should be even with the upper part of the door. And now we're going to have a 4-tick repeater coming out of that redstone block, and that should be right here. Now we don't want this powered right now, so we're just going to power this piston and turn that off, and we're going to place blocks up like that with 2 pieces of dust and a repeater on 3 ticks going into a block right there. And we're going to have a little section platform right here, place redstone on those 3 blocks, repeaters on these facing into the wall, all on 1 tick. And now we're going to place redstone right there, up like that, redstone on both of these. Then we're going to have a repeater going into a block right here on 2 ticks, then 2 half slabs with redstone dust on both of those. Now we're just going to place a regular piston above this sticky piston that's going to be facing this way, and place a block right here with a tripwire hook on it to redirect this. Now on the other side, we're going to have a block right here with redstone on top, then a piston with a block above that going into a 2-tick repeater facing this way, and over here we're going to have 2 3-tick repeaters going into a block with a repeater on 2 ticks. Now above this we're going to place a torch, then a block, then another torch, and another block. Now we're going to place another block up like that with redstone on both of them, then place a torch right here with a block down this way, a piston right there, and redstone on that block. Now we're going to place a repeater right here going into a block like that, and place 3 sticky pistons facing into this wall. Now we're going to go up here, place a block next to this redstone, and another one right here with another repeater on 1 tick going into a block like that with 3 more pistons facing straight down. Now we're going to place 2 sets of double extenders right there with blocks in front of them, and over here we're going to place a 3 double extenders here with your double extender right there, and we're going to fill in the entire wall like so. And down here we're going to have to place 3 unmovable blocks, and that can be a furnace or obsidian or whatever, and it's just something that can't be moved. So I'm just going to place obsidian there, and we can go ahead and fill in our wall. Now before we do anything else, we're just going to place in our portal and then the roof to the tunnel. So we're going to take out these blocks next to the doorway, and you do not need the corner blocks. However, the portal actually goes 1 block higher than the actual tunnel, so it is 3 by 4, and that's just for the activation purposes. Otherwise, there would be dispensers down here. So now we're just going to fill in the roof of the tunnel, and that's going to be going sort of like this. Now we can go ahead and get started with the actual circuitry. So we're going to place a sticky piston there next to this torch with a cauldron on top and a water bucket inside of that. Next to that, we're going to place a half slab with a comparator facing out of that cauldron, and that's going to go into a block with another sticky piston right there with a cauldron and a block right here. Fill the cauldron with water, a comparator coming out of the cauldron going into a block with and make a little thing right like that and put redstone on both of those. Then we're going to go ahead and place 2 repeaters both on 3 ticks and place a block in front of them. And over here we're going to place a sticky piston with a block above that. Over here we're going to place a repeater, and we're going to make a little thing like that, place dust on all 3 of those blocks. Then we're going to place a torch right here, a half slab right there with dust like that, and we can remove this torch because that's not powering that piston. And over here we're going to place a block right there with 2 repeaters both on 3 ticks and place a block on top of that. Now we're just going to remove these 2 blocks, and that's so we can get into here and place a dispenser right there and a dispenser right there. Now this one is going to have a water bucket, and this one is going to be filled with flint and steel. So we can go ahead and do that right now, like that, and then replace those blocks right there. And over here we're going to place a block above this dispenser and put redstone dust over like that, and redstone like that. Then we need to break this dust and activate that again to pull the water back in, and place a repeater on this block on 2 ticks. Now we just have to place a tripwire hook right there so it doesn't canoodle with this piston, and a torch right here with a repeater on 2 ticks going into a block, and a half slab with dust on that. Then we're going to place a block and then another half slab with a repeater on 4 ticks going into a block, and then redstone down here with a repeater on 1 tick right there and going into a piston monostable with another repeater on 1 tick facing that block right there. Next we're going to come over here and we're going to place in our purple circuit, and we're going to have a repeater on 4 ticks right there, another one on 4 ticks right there, and surround this with blocks. So we're going to place all around, and then we're going to have half slabs on both sides of this like that with dust on both of them. And over here we're going to place 2 blocks like that with 2 repeaters both on 1 tick, and over here we're going to place a block right there with dust on top of that, a torch, then a block down here with a repeater on 4 ticks going into a block, and have a block up here, a piece of redstone on that block, and a repeater right here on 2 ticks. Now we're just going to place a block right there, a piston with a block in front of that, So right now this is what you should have, and we're just going to go around here, change this repeater to 2 ticks. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but most of the time it will screw up if you don't. And we're going to place a lever on one of your 2 inputs, doesn't matter, there or there, they both work. And you flick it on, the Hipster door will go down, and these pistons will do this. Then we just have to replace these 2 pistons right there, and this block right there, and now it is finished. So it's in the open state right now. Press the lever again, and it will close. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, if you guys didn't see my last video, the survival video, because you saw the first one and it was so terrible that you didn't think I could ever do any better, don't worry, it's a lot better. We actually get stuff done. So yeah, if you missed that video for reasons because of the first one, then don't worry, it is not terrible like the first one. However, if you haven't seen the first survival video, I recommend you don't watch it because you will lose all respect for me. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.